Freud tell me that is absolutely true is the origin of intra-uterine memory. Probably my position, fetal position, my pupils is very hurt by my aunt. Depend of my position.
Was it, well, what was it like? Was it pleasant before you were born?
It's completely paradise.
Paradise?
This moment, the more divine images, in the moment of born, is the moment of the paradise is lost. This is always the theory of Otto Rank.
Well, under those circumstances, I find it difficult to understand your fear of death. If the moment of being born was paradise lost, perhaps death for you will be paradise regained. And therefore, I would think that you would...
This is my hope, but it's not absolutely sure. This is the truth. And the reconquer of the paradise is excellent, but it's not sure.
Do you enjoy yourself as you live? You like yourself. You say that you are a genius. Certainly you have had the
I enjoy my life every day more.
You do?
Every week more. Because observe Dali, and my admiration for Dali becoming tremendous.
Yes. What kind of dreams do you have? What are they about, Dali?
Piece of work. They'd say, yes, but he was having an affair with Gala at the time.
I think she thought that an artist was a better bet than a poet.
Genius, that he was the most brilliant, and that he would do the most brilliant things.
Gala abandoned her husband and young daughter to be with Dali, and she set to work honing his skills.
And then began a period of really appalling poverty. And yet at the same time, he was becoming very, very well known.
She was going around Paris with Dali's watercolors and drawings and painting on her arm, taking the underground and going from one gallery to the other. Would you like to buy my husband's painting? So she really made Dali completely.
Do you know anything about politics at all? You say you don't care about them. Do you know anything about them? Do you know, for instance, who the Prime Minister of Great Britain is?
Yes, but not taking care of this. Because for me, the important thing is look the philosophical events of every moment. And now is absolutely sure, for instance, the monarchy is restored in Spain very shortly.
You think it will be?
Prince Juan Carlos, and Franco agree with this restoration. It's absolutely convincing that the monarchy coming back in France very shortly, after one military, perhaps one de Gaulle period or military.
Do you know who the votes against glass? See, the ordinary filter leaves the smear. That's the point. Only in Parliament, the bitter nicotine and tar from the filter cannot get on your lips. Can't spoil Parliament's pure tobacco flavor. You get a clean, satisfying smoke.
Continuously tested by the independent laboratories of United States Testing Company. Smoke the best. Hi-Fi Parliament, now popular price.
That's the Parliament story. Parliament with the recessed filter best. Try Parliament yourself. Now then.
Francis Bacon and all the horrors he'd witnessed, and he did describe the central panel as someone shot to pieces on a bed. And that's not.
There's some evidence that your IQ score relates to intelligence in an interesting sense, including domains like mental speed and memory.
He's a very modern political thinker. He's the first political thinker to break from that metaphysical tradition towards a completely physical tradition, to move from a sacred politics to a profane politics.
Switch on off. Got it here. Yeah, I got it. Okay.
He's a very modern political thinker. He's the first political thinker to break from that
Francis Bacon and all.
Last time, at 22.5 million pounds.
Back the passion of their convictions. Out of his head. It helped him stave off his fear of hallucinations in the gardens at Saint-Remy.
People who took control of their money with a Chase Secure banking account. No minimum deposit to...
To rank as a masterpiece, a work of art must stand as a supreme and timeless accomplishment. Creating one work this extraordinary could be the crowning glory of any artist's life. And among those few who have achieved the remarkable distinction of producing a masterpiece in more than one branch of the arts.
Hi everybody and welcome to this documentary on timeline. My name's Dan Snow and I want to...
As a result, Confucius decides to open a school from which his reputation as a philosopher would be born.
Hi everybody and welcome to this documentary.
The world rejoices about the arrest of the mother of all criminals.
Bye-bye cough.
Later chest congestion.
Angelo Buonarroti stands almost totally alone. His vast number of creations include the vivid biblical...
I realize Pops is your favorite person in the whole world, so I really appreciate how hard you try to help him out. Listen, Sam, I gotta tell you something. Your father, well, he's not only your father, he's also...
The solution to what has become known as the Xi'an incident was
He's also a good man. Father's a good man.
Scenes that grace the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel.
In clever ways. For instance, there are often catch questions designed to catch a liar. What do we know about... So that just shows they're not the same thing. Success.
Cinema is a visual art, really. You've got to have the sound. And I mean, visually, films have to be interesting.
Tyson is from Toronto and a little bit different, and he's going to be starring in
Pretty years ago today, dear.
I was attacked. Mitch, you know,
Some people are just driven.
the country of Ray, where everybody is called Ray.
Find the low-cost software at healthcare.gov.
Just one verse of Jingle Bells and boom, savings blizzard. I'll come and get you soon enough.
You can get any phone you want. But we want what?
Bueno, Gustavo, would you listen to me? There's your talking like a
Have you ever spent hours online shopping for an item you want?
Quick, Inspector Gordon is here! I will murder them for you. Stephen Joy, Lord of out of the way.
You better come with me before the killer sees.
What killers?
The killers. I'll tell you when we get to my apartment.
What apartment?
My apartment.
This channel is part of the History Hit network. Stick
The railway.
The problem was, by the time the press had done with it, they had hung priests upside down from the church bells and used God. Trenchard had many ideas about how the Royal Flying Corps could contribute to the coming offensive. To solve the problem, a captain in the Royal Engineers, William Livens, invents the so-called Livens projector, a mortar that fires gas-filled canisters. Over the course, introduces forced conscription.
Strong desire in me. I don't know where it comes from. It's something that
He risked more of the... We just more or less turned around and walked right out. So, well, let's go back home somewhere else.
In the 1970s, extensive excavations took place on the western side of Jerusalem's Old City, and here a gate complex was uncovered. So what this is it's a gate in the stone pavement, and my professor, Shimon Gibson, was on staff in the excavation that uncovered.
When you say pick up a camera and shoot a movie, you have to understand that means you're crazy.
Were not adversely affecting her. She was walked through every violent scene by views. Corman was pleased and offered him a new project.
There seems to be something amiss.
The real What's the Night?
There seems to be something amiss. There seems to be something amiss.
The real piling the playlist ever since he'd read the book.
Hi everybody, welcome to this Timeline documentary.
Tough questions from the press about whether or not he and his brother Raoul were communists.
Okay, so why am I making a video essay about a 70s picture book series? Well...
tens of millions of people who have lost everything in their bank account.
Hello, I'm Dr. Parmi Giuntini from Otis College of Art and Design.
This channel is part of the History Hit Network.
Hey, look at this dude. Just,
I'm sorry, Miss Winston, but you're denied.
Sweeping is the worst. There's got to be a better way. I'm gonna make Mac look so bad. My form is perfect. I'm like Jerry Rice. Feel that stride. So fluid.
I'm a demanding listener. I get bored easily. And now I'm going to react to OK Computer by Radiohead.
Thanks to YouGov for sponsoring this video.
Clinical psychologist, Dr. Phil Peterson.
Okay. Dostoevsky's Crime and Punishment.
Company, lots of room for improvement.
There is perhaps no historical...
On the mountain is the eternal city of Antiri, the place...
Before we get started with the actual video, I just want to take a quick moment to...
I never, ever claimed to be a scientist or an...
French History Be Live, qui me permet de CDX à son de drogue. Hello everyone, I'm the Sexy Gamer, and today we are here.
Crime and Punishment by...
These statues.
But in any case, when I showed up at my general exams,
When most people are asked to name an epic traveler from history, they...
I told my kids this morning about Patrice and I listened to, because I told welcome, ladies and gents, to Victoria.
This uses the screening device of trees without reflections, and the horizon is now replaced by a fence to stress the horizontal. The trees and the fence frame a painting within a painting, focusing attention upon the cows as a view through the screen. The only residual hint of perspective here is provided by imaginary lines from the lower corners of the canvas through to the central motif of animals. The trees are in leaf, spraying across the upper canvas to form a dark band corresponding to the dark foreground below. Almost invisible. The church at Domburg, 1910. The mill at Domburg, the Red Mill, 1910. Painted by straight lines. Tree, 1911-12. The new impact of Cubism is evident, while the painting makes a revealing comparison with the red tree. Cubism has led him to relinquish detail and the curved organic cross motif.
Let's go.
and see what light it throws on the finished poem. I'll read you the first verse of the poem as it appeared in draft. I wander through each dirty street, near where the dirty Thames does flow. And then it goes on very much as it is in the final version. And see, deleted, and mark in every face I meet, marks of weakness, marks of woe.
Leads to eternal mansions in another. Intriguingly, Blake never used the fashionable technique of mezzo tint, which relies on making thousands of small dots on the paper, opting rather to develop a method of engraving purely in fluid line. He insisted that a line, these are his words, a line or lineament is not formed by chance. A line is a line in its minutest subdivisions. I thought he's referring to what I was talking about, that however small you make the line, you've still got to account for its extension.
The issue is this, and it's an issue that's so deep in the foundations of Western philosophy that we can't see it, it's buried, and because we don't see it, we don't question it. And it's the idea that the immaterial is away, or exterior, or over there somewhere. It's like, heaven. You can't get to heaven. It's not nearby. Maybe after death you can go there, but you can't go there now. But it's somewhere. It's a someplace, but it's beyond. And this is an idea that mainly comes to us thanks to the Greeks. At least this is how I understand it. And in fact, I'm quite pleased to be talking to a philosophy club, because if you can, shed any more light on this, on the history of this idea to me, that would be very helpful, and I'd be very, very keen. But, so correct me if I get any of this wrong. As I understand it, you can find it with the Pythagoreans, but really it's Plato sort of popularized it the most for our purposes in his concept of forms, the concept of these idealized forms that are off somewhere else. So, for a chair to exist in the material world, there has to be the concept of a chair in an immaterial realm.
Mondrian has, in addition, bridged the gaps between the lines by blocks of color, which do not fill the whole vacant plane. Within these bridge panels, which are sometimes themselves subdivided into bands, he has in certain cases inserted smaller panels of yellow or white, placed symmetrically around the vertical axis of each grouping. Victory Boogie Woogie, 1943-44.
Of the other is abstract. You see that it's almost the same division of the picture planes. And that's not done on purpose, it's done by intuition.